Sean Payton makes a huge statement that has the national media talking, including Coach of the Week. Welcome into your Denver Sports Daily for September 24th. How is that even possible? Let's go.
Taking you through your morning headlines, it's Denver Sports Daily with Rachel V. Hill.
Peter Schrager of Good Morning Football named Payton his NFL Coach of the Week on Monday, saying what Payton did to start the game deserves to be applauded. Going on to say, my Coach of the Week is Sean Payton. The Broncos were winless with a middling offense through 2 weeks. They won the coin toss. Payton opted to take the ball first, and they set the tone and never looked back. A season-saving win and a huge statement. I cannot happen to agree anymore with Peter Schrager on this one. The way Sean Payton approached this game in Tampa Bay, able to allow them to get off to a hot start, be fast, and take the lead early, I think set the entire tone for this week. I'm going to be so fascinated to see what they do with the Jets this upcoming week. They decide if they win the coin toss to defer again and try to go for the exact same thing. Sean Payton definitely deserving of Coach of the Week. So congratulations to him. And of course, the only thing he cares about is making sure that they got that W, and hopefully they're able to get another one. Now, they are staying on the East Coast again this week as they prepare for the Jets, like I mentioned. So they're hanging out in West Virginia. And here's a look at the Broncos practice field for the week in West Virginia. Not bad at all. We'll be curious to see if they do paint the logo for the Jets in the middle of this field, but otherwise they'll be staying on that East Coast timeline too. Now, let's get to the AFC West, but we got to talk about the Las Vegas Raiders because they appear to be weighing a potential quarterback shakeup following Sunday's 36-22 loss to the Carolina Panthers. And it seems like there's a bit of drama happening with the Raiders right now. So the Raiders bench starter Gardner Minshew late in the loss, inserting Aiden O'Connell instead. So Minshew was 8 of 28 for 214 yards with a touchdown and an interception before being pulled. And O'Connell completed 9 of 12 passes for 82 yards and a score. Minshew beat out O'Connell in training camp to get the starting quarterback job, but Antonio Pierce seems to be weighing giving O'Connell a chance as a starter. He's also curious about some business decisions that were made by some players. He said, I think we have to get with the players and evaluate everything first. After a loss like that, things need to change. As the game went on, I think there was definitely some individuals that made business decisions and will make business decisions going forward as well. Later on Monday afternoon, NFL Network's Ian Rappaport did report that the Raiders are in fact sticking with Minshew as their starting QB. The Raiders gave up 437 yards of offense to a Panthers team that had been outscored 73-13 through the first 2 weeks. I find this to be rather fascinating just on the sense that, one, you're almost threatening your players in a sense, saying you notice some guys were doing business decisions, so you're going to do business decisions. Two, having a quarterback drama in the middle of the season or even early on in the season is never going to ode well for anybody. So again, we're seeing a first-time head coach, and I feel like these are certain things that are showing as a first-time head coach. So fascinating to watch. Of course, the Broncos will be taking on the Raiders here in just a few short weeks, which will be an interesting game. But if there's drama continuing to happen with Las Vegas, it's definitely something to pay attention to. Another thing to pay attention to is few weeks ago, I told you guys about the chances of making the playoffs after you start 0-3 is only 2 teams have ever been able to do it since like 1987 or something like that. And the Cincinnati Bengals dropped to 0-3 to begin the 2024 season after a stunning 38-33 upset at the hands of the Washington Commanders. Now, we're going to talk about the Commanders here in just a second because holy smokes, Jaden Daniels and this team, they got it figured out. But the Bengals entered their Week 3 home matchup expecting it to defeat the Commanders squad, but unfortunately, it did not look like that. The Cincinnati's defense that faltered. I'm not kidding. I don't know what's going on down there, but things are definitely not adding up for the Cincinnati team. The Bengals were unable to stop Jaden Daniels. And holy smokes, can we give our roses to Jaden Daniels? Feels like Chicago should have went with him with the number 1 overall pick because, my goodness, he is leading the rookie QBs. He looks fantastic. He looks like he's had fun as well out there. And it feels like this Commander team, everything is totally different for them. They racked up 356 yards and scored touchdowns on all 3 of their red zone possessions. Daniels led Washington in both passing yards and rushing yards with 39 while completing 91% of the passes, which sets a rookie record also. The Bengals were able to move the ball, but just couldn't score in the red zone. They went 2 for 4 down there to scoring touchdowns. They also had an early missed field goal, unfortunately, that did not help them at all. But fascinating that only 2 teams, like I said, since like 1987 have made it after starting 0-3. And I don't think if you would have asked anybody at the beginning of the season if the Bengals would have been in that conversation, that they would have said it. So 2 things to gather from this. The Bengals, shocking. Don't know. Could we see somebody, make some changes over there? Not entirely sure. 2, the Commanders are the real deal, and Jaden Daniels is an absolute stud. I feel like we all kind of knew this going into it, but it's been so much fun to watch as well. Dan Quinn's done a really, really good job over there. All right, to the MLB we go. Let's go. So Colorado Rockies outfielder Charlie Blackman has announced he is retiring. He wrote on X, or formerly Twitter, as many know it, "As a kid, you play the game because you love it, like nothing else matters. I still play the game that way, but I don't feel like a kid anymore. My perspective has changed." He continues saying, "I've been blessed to call the city of Denver and the Colorado Rockies my baseball home for the entirety of my career. I am grateful for the support of this organization, my teammates, and most of all, Rockies fans. It is with a thankful heart and a career worth of memories that I choose a new path." He adds, I don't know what is on the other side of the fence, but I take solace in knowing one thing remains constant. Although names and faces will change, the game will continue to be played. I love this so much for Chuck Nasty. The Rockies will honor him, in fact, on September 28th. It'll be Blackman's t-shirt giveaway to the first 20,000 fans that are in attendance. And then on Sunday, September 29th, there will be a pregame ceremony honoring Charlie and his 14-year Rockies career. That will begin at 12:40 p.m. So make sure you get your tickets if you want to head out to see that. Again, an amazing career, an entirety all spent here in Denver, and a name very well loved by the Rockies organization and the fan base. Crazy to think that he's hanging it up. And I'm going to be really excited to see what, in fact, he does next. Maybe he goes into broadcasting. Maybe he works alongside the Rockies. I don't know, but excited for him as well as he starts this new chapter. And we obviously owe him a big thank you, as he was a part of many highlights for this Colorado Rockies team as well. We'll move over to the Colorado Avalanche now, because the Avs have signed Logan OConnor to a 6-year extension on Monday to add depth and a very good piece on the third line, plus a solid option to move up / when injuries or anything tends to happen. OConnor has spent the first 6 years of his professional career with the Avs. He skated in 263 games. He's netting 35 goals and added 47 assists. In just 57 games a year ago, Connor scored a career-high 13 goals, and unfortunately, we saw some injury, and he missed a big chunk of the regular season due to a hip surgery on March 21st. Excited to see him back out there, getting ready for the regular season. And of course, Connor is no stranger to the city of Denver either. He played collegiate hockey for 3 years at DU, a powerhouse in college with the Pioneers, and he also won a 2017 national championship with them too. So he signed as a free agent with the Avs in July of 2018. Obviously has had a career. He won a Stanley Cup here in the Mile High City. He's been amazing with this team, and then they want to keep him around for a good chunk of time. But we also have Avalanche GM Chris McFarland, who did speak out about Logan OConnor in a press release yesterday, saying he is a relentless worker and competitor who brings energy and grit to the lineup every night. His speed and skating ability makes him a dangerous two-way player, and he is one of our top penalty killers. Logan is also a great teammate and takes pride in being part of the Denver community. That could be not more true for sure. Literally, I've had many conversations with Logan OConnor. He loves the city of Denver. He's excited to be here. And we're excited that a deal was able to get done. The terms of the deal were tweeted by a Hockey's insider, saying that Logan will make an average of $2.5 million a year. And right now he's set to make nearly $1 million this season. So definitely get a little bit of a pay increase right there. Now the question is, though, Mikko Rantanen, when is that deal going to get done? We obviously know that they're working the phones with the agents. They're doing all of the paperwork right now with this deal with LOC. So it'll be interesting to see when Mikko's comes, if it does in fact come. So definitely stay tuned, denversports.com. We'll have you guys up to date on everything you need to know about the Colorado Avalanche. Now let's talk a little bit of college football. Let's go, everybody. Only 4 non-quarterbacks have won the Heisman since the millennium began, making it rare for somebody other than a signal caller to get honored at the season's end in New York. The Heisman Trophy is always one that everybody pays attention to and loves to watch, right? We love seeing these big names take the stage to celebrate their careers in college. But even more uncommon than a non-quarterback Heisman is a two-way player who literally plays almost every single snap. And there's a guy here in the state of Colorado named Travis Hunter who is in fact doing that and absolutely killing it at that. So now some of college football's top voices have talked about Travis Hunter possibly winning the Heisman, saying that he needs to be up for it no matter what. We've seen Paul Feynman say that the tackle there by Travis Hunter when he was able to stop the game on Saturday night, against Baylor, that game was absolutely incredible, by the way. That play was phenomenal. He's insane. He's so much fun to watch also. But he said that he should be the driver's seat of the Heisman Trophy. Then you also got Joel Klatt, who said, if your Heisman list doesn't start with Travis Hunter, you're not doing this right. Posted that on social media. But yet, the bookies aren't 100% in on Travis Hunter. In fact, well, kind of, I guess I should say. He's on the list. He's just at the bottom of the list, down there behind some quarterbacks, of course, and also the running back from Boise State. So you can still bet on him to possibly win it, but it doesn't look like he's a favorite by any means. It'll be interesting to see what ends up happening with that as he continues. I mean, we're only, 3 games into the season now at this point. They sit at 2-1 on the season. So, or no, they're 4 weeks in, actually, now that I think about it. 4 weeks in, and they sit at 3-1 on the season. You couldn't forget about that early game at home. So it'll be interesting. The season is still early. What will happen as Travis Hunter continues to make more and more insane plays? We'll see if he moves up on the rankings for the Heisman Trophy. Do you think he should win the Heisman Trophy this year? From what we've seen already, if we were already voting, let me know in the comments because I'm very curious. I feel like you have to. He's played more snaps than absolutely anybody else in college football. He's been insane. He's had remarkable catches that have led to touchdowns. He's also defensively been absolutely unstoppable. So I'm very curious. Let me know. Do you think Travis Hunter should be in the conversation to win, in fact, a Heisman Trophy? It'll be interesting. Now, another thing that's kind of interesting that we've got to talk about is Reggie Bush. Everybody loved Reggie Bush when he was playing in college. You either loved him or you hated him, but he was good regardless of the fact. But the former USC running back who had his 2005 Heisman Trophy award reinstated back in April is suing the NCAA, USC, and the Pac-12. The suit is seeking compensation for the use of Bush's name, image, and likeness while he was with the program. This is the new thing with NIL. Of all the people that missed out on it, they're going to come back and try and get their money. And let's be real, Reggie Bush brought a lot of money to the NCAA, so it's going to be fascinating. In the suit, which was filed on Monday, Bush lawyers allege that all 3 entities made a lot of money from the fact that they had Reggie Bush's name in TV contracts, merchandise sale, and media rights as just 3 of the revenue streams for Bush's popularity. Obviously influence. He goes on to the NFL, makes a lot of money as well. Bush played from USC from 2003 to 2005 and won the Heisman in 2005 after rushing for a 1,700-yard season as well with 18 touchdowns. So I can see why they would absolutely want to do that. I can see why his team is doing it. I bet he can make a lot of money. And let's be real, the dollar money has also gone up from when he was playing. So I'd be so fascinated to see how this case is going to turn out. And how long it's going to take too, right? We see all sorts of lawsuits and it takes years and years and years. So I'm definitely going to be really intrigued to see what ends up happening after that. I'm curious what you guys think. Were you a Reggie Bush fan? Were you not? I want to just check the comments. I'm just really curious to see how everybody essentially has looked at it. Of course, he gets his Heisman Trophy back now because he was taken because of, some contracts that were signed underneath the table. But I'm just really curious. Would you guys... Were you a Reggie Bush fan when he played? Let me know in the comments. We'll get to those at the end of the show. Now, last one for you is a very unfortunate story, but it's also one that I think you should start rooting for. So Michigan State defensive back Amorian Smith has a lot on his plate. He's going to college. He's playing Big Ten football. And he's also raising a family. The 21-year-old Smith is the legal guardian of his younger siblings after his mother died of breast cancer last month. Smith was granted guardianship of the family on September 11th, and his 19-year-old sister watches the others while he's away for school, football, practice, games, all sorts of them. The 6 of them share a 4-bedroom home that was brought to them by a GoFundMe, and his teammate Jordan Hall calls Smith one of the strongest guys I have ever known. So if you are a Michigan State guy, actually, I just realized that that's a picture of Michigan, but you should definitely be paying attention to Michigan State. But I mean, such an incredible story for the fact that he's taking care of 5 of his siblings. It's amazing that they were able to get a house from that GoFundMe, but also so unfortunate that their mother had passed away from breast cancer only a month ago. I can't imagine the amount of pressure that he has on his shoulders, again, taking care of 5 siblings and a 19-year-old, also raising them while he's away. So if you just need another story right there and somebody to cheer for in college ball, he should definitely be one of them. It's an amazing story for sure. But let's check out some of your guys' comments for the day. Hi, Rachel. Were you at the Avs preseason opener last night? Cal Ritchie had a goal. I was not at the Avs preseason opener last night, unfortunately. I know a few people had gone down there for it, but I was not one of them. It's exciting to see. I was out at training camp earlier this week, or last week, I guess I should say now. Seeing what the guys are up to, Nathan McKinnon, Cale Makar, Mikko Rantanen. He obviously spoke about his contract extension, hoping to get a deal done. But yes, I was not down there last night. But of course, the season's literally going to be here before we know it. Like, it's going to kick off here very, very soon. And it's exciting to see preseason hockey back at it. Let's see. Let's go Broncos. Should we trade Zach to Miami? If Russ goes, we can watch him sink on the Titanic. Wow. Love the Titanic reference. Definitely really fun. Should we trade Zach to Miami? I think if you can get anything for Zach at this point, yeah, you should trade him. I think that it is a good move. Jake Marlette and I actually talked about this a little bit on Coffee Break yesterday. Like, Zach Wilson and Russell Wilson are both being linked to Miami if Tua decides to not return, or if it's going to be too late in the season and they need to try and save their season. Skylar Thompson's just not going to be the guy for them down there. So I'm kind of on board for it. I think if you can even get a 5th round pick for Zach Wilson, send him there, allow him the opportunity to play, right? Like, it's very clear that Bo Nix is going to be the guy for the Denver Broncos. And that's not a fault to Zach at all, but like, they have their quarterback here. At least we can hope so. Knock on literally every single thing of wood around you. But yeah, I say, why not send Zach Wilson to Miami? Get what you can for him. He pretty much gave up nothing anyways. Good conversation, like I said, with James on that yesterday. Too bad the Rockies owners don't give a hoot. I know it is, but Charlie Blackman loved his career here. There is one thing I will say about the Rockies organization is they care deeply for their staff members. They care deeply for their players. And yes, it's unfortunate that we can't have a winning culture here, but that's one of the things that everybody says about the Colorado Rockies is that they deeply care about keeping families together. Like, we saw, I don't remember which player it was, but at the trade deadline, he like went into ownership and was like, I want to stay here. Like, my family is here. My kids just started school, and they kept him instead of trading him off to, I think it was the Mets or something like that. So the name is not on the top of my mind right now, but yeah, we know that the Rockies organizations really do care about these players and for their staff and everything else. So I guess that's one thing, at least we can say that. But yeah, it is a little bit unfortunate that we can't have a winning culture here in the Mile High City. Give Rachel some love and smash the like button and subscribe. Well, first of all, thank you so much for just spending your time with me every single weekday morning. I really appreciate it more than you will ever know. So thank you so much. And then yeah, if you're watching us on YouTube, definitely like, subscribe, hang out, comment down below. I love talking with you guys. It's the best part of my show every single day. So thank you for that. That Logan OConnor, that LOC deal, is a steal. Great deal for the Avs. LOC with Mal Woods and Gross Colton on the Roaring 20s line will be awesome. I love that we're calling it the Roaring 20s line. Wait, that's fantastic. Totally agree. He obviously just adds an extra layer to that line for sure. And it is a great deal for the Avs, $2.5 million. It's crazy the difference that we see between NFL money, NBA money, and hockey money. It always blows my mind. I mean, $2.5 million feels like such a steal for anybody. Now LOC just needs to stay healthy for hopefully the next 6 years underneath this contract. Today is my 78th birthday. What a gift that Bucks game was for a lifetime Broncos fan. It put a smile on my heart. Well, first of all, happy birthday. Thanks for spending a little bit of your time with me on your birthday. Yeah, I hope you have the best birthday, and 78 is absolutely amazing. So I hope you do something that you love and you feel all the love as well. So congratulations. Happy birthday. Yeah, see, people in the comments are even saying happy birthday. So totally love it. I put money on Hunter to win it at 66-1. I mean, you guys, he's absolutely incredible. Like, I don't know why you wouldn't. I know history obviously always shows the quarterback, but like, come on, it should go to the best player in football. He plays literally almost every single snap, every single game. Like, that's not something we see very often. So I'm totally in on it too. I would love to do it. The team isn't good enough for Hunter to win. They better at least go to a bowl game. Interesting that you think that it's more of a team type thing. You got to be in the spotlight a little bit more. I mean, everyone talks about CU. They are the talk of the town for sure. So interesting, but they better go to a bowl game. Really, they got to get 3 more wins. So hopefully they're able to go to a bowl game. Bush rocked in college. He was fun to watch. I was too young really to like know Reggie Bush. I knew him more when he played for the Saints and everything. But yeah, I know that he was like super fun to watch in college as well. They will miss Charlie Blackman. Yes. Leon Draisaitl's new contract with the Oilers is for $112 million, including a signing bonus of $104 million. Wow. Did that just like come out? I know that they were working on a contract. I hadn't seen anything on it, obviously. That's crazy. I mean, good for him. Like, that's outrageous hockey money. We don't see that very often. Broncos team building on the road trip, staying east can have such a positive impact on team chemistry. Absolutely so true. And that's what I'm hoping really comes out of this for the Broncos. I'm excited that they're staying on the West Coast, or the East Coast, excuse me, in West Virginia. There you can see how I mixed those two up. I think it'll be really good. I'm so pumped for Sunday's game against the Jets, right? Like, we were all nervous going into the Tampa Bay game. Now it looks like there's real potential for this team. Can they build off of that? And can they not get out-coached up there? And of course, we're going to see Nathaniel Hackett again. So hopefully he won here in the Mile High City. Really unfortunate. Now, hopefully the Broncos can win as they travel out to the Jets Stadium. So that's going to do it for me here on your Denver Sports Daily, though. Thank you guys for spending a little bit of time. Happy birthday again. I don't remember your name, but happy birthday, Michael, I think it was. Let me go check real quick. Yeah, Michael, happy birthday. Again, thank you for spending just a little bit of time with me. James Palmer will be on with me for Coffee Break 12 p.m. We're going to be talking about the new and improved Denver Broncos and how they should be preparing for the Jets this week. What's the biggest threats and what's happening in the NFL world. Come hang out with us, and we'll see you guys at 12 p.m. Bye, guys.